Today we are going to be talking all about decluttering your clothes. Hello everyone, thank you so much for... We have Luna joining us today instead of Rhubarb. It's a special guest. Chocolate Chunk. Luna, say hello. She's shy now. Hello everyone, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. My name is Kyla and I make videos all about minimalism, intentional living, wardrobe, and appreciating the little things in life. So if that sounds like it interests you, then please be sure to hit subscribe. Today we are going to be talking all about decluttering, namely decluttering our wardrobes. And rather than just sitting here and sharing some tips and tricks, I thought that I would actually walk you through that whole process by going through my lovely cousin Taylor's wardrobe. So thank you so much, Taylor.
Thank you for helping me. I need all your expertise. And fun fact, a lot of my wardrobe is actually your hand-me-downs.
Yeah, so I already went through all the decluttering and decluttered it to Taylor.
It to me, and I was like, I'll take it.
Something that I feel is really important anytime you're decluttering, whether it's a closet, a drawer, or a whole room in your house, is making sure that you understand your why. We want to make sure we're not getting rid of things just for the sake of getting rid of them. You want to know kind of what prompted you to do this and what your end goal is. So when you think about what prompted you to go through your closet today, what comes to mind?
I would say, well, first it's the new year, so that's always a good excuse to declutter. Out with the old, in with the new year, new me. It's overwhelming to say the least, but I think I went through a phase where I was just buying clothes for the sake of buying them. I thought, you know, if I would walk into my closet and nothing really stood out to me, or I was always going for the same like 4 items. Thought if I had more options to choose from that I would, you know, reach for them more, and really that just became overwhelming. It just overwhelmed me. I had too many options and I didn't know how to style what I was buying. I think the biggest thing too, I was always shopping for trends. So I would go every season, I would find myself heading to the mall and looking for new pieces that felt like new and fresh. So I think that's sort of what prompted it. I also feel like I'm sort of in this new phase of life where I don't really identify with a lot of the clothes that I have now. I've held on to them for so long. So I feel I'm ready to sort of reinvent my style, or figure out even what my style is.
They're all really great reasons why, and I think very relatable to a lot of people who are kind of embarking on a similar journey of decluttering. So once we're done this big decluttering process, what are you kind of hoping the end goal will be? What do you want to get out of this?
I would love to have a decluttered wardrobe, simplicity, you know, more of like a minimalist style closet versus, you know, more options doesn't always mean more outfits. It just maybe feels more overwhelming. Build an intentional wardrobe where the pieces actually feel like me. So when I'm wearing my clothes, I'm not feeling uncomfortable in any way. The clothes that I've picked are genuinely ones that I feel myself in and I feel best in. So yeah, those are the goals.
Those are perfect. That's great. And I think that you'll find as we kind of go through and get rid of more items, your sense of style will emerge. Like we often already have a sense of style and it kind of just gets cluttered up with all the excess items in our wardrobe. So
that's the thing. I don't know my style. So I hope with all of this that we can maybe see that I actually have a sense of style, or I have a style, I just don't know what it is.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're here in the closet. This is what we're working with.
Help me.
Okay, so my way that I kind of approach decluttering is first you want to think about what's your lifestyle and what does that require in terms of clothing. So what does an average week in your life look like?
Wow. Don't do much, but I work Monday to Friday, so a lot of my week is taken up by work, and if I'm not at work, I'm in Lululemons or sweatpants. So I feel like I have you can see that in my wardrobe. It's either like work clothes or it's sweatpants.
Okay. No, that's good to know. So we definitely are going to see the majority of your wardrobe then be clothing that you feel comfortable wearing to work.
Yes.
And then you've already kind of got your loungewear covered for weekends and evenings.
Too many.
Okay, perfect. So something that I like to do to kind of take a more positive approach to decluttering, because it can be really overwhelming when we're just looking at all these things and thinking, what do I want to get rid of? So something that I think is a little bit easier is to focus on what do I want to keep? Like you mentioned that you always are gravitating towards the same items, some of your higher quality ones that you probably feel more comfortable in, you feel like yourself. So we are going to take everything out of here, and then we're going to put back only the pieces that you love the most.
Okay.
Okay,
Let's get started.
Okay, so here is what we have going for us. So now that we have this nice blank slate in your closet here, what we're going to do is go through and pick out the pieces that you love and that if you could wear them today, that is exactly what you would wear today. Hair is going up. This is serious work here. Okay, so we've gone through and what we have now is everything that you love, would want to wear right now, all your most favorite things. And I think that what we can see here is some of your sense of style is already starting to come out. We can see your color palette, lots of neutrals, lots of pink and green and denim, which is great. Yeah. It's kind of helping us figure out what you like because we've got rid of all of that excess clutter. So one thing that we did talk about that wasn't on camera was that some of the pieces in here are things that you really love, but they're not quite fitting you right now.
Exactly, yeah.
And just because something doesn't fit doesn't mean we have to get rid of it.
Yeah.
We do always want to keep in mind that our clothes are meant to fit us, not the other way around. But you do have, some like goals in mind that you want to fit back into these clothes. So what I would suggest that we do is, so that it's not cluttering up your decisions and your sense of what things you can put together right now, is we take them out, we put them in a bin, and then as you kind of work through your goals, you can add them back in as things start to fit and feel comfortable and feel good on you.
Sounds good.
Okay, this is great. So now everything that you have left here right now, if it was the right season, time of day, activity, is all something that you would choose to wear.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. That's great. So unfortunately, we're not done yet. We still have the big pile of clothes on the bed. So that's what we're going to go tackle next. And we're going to sort through and figure out our no's and our maybes. So we went through your nose. There was a few things that were making them an obvious no for you. They weren't the right color, they didn't fit, or they just were not your sense of style anymore. But as always, anyone who's decluttered their closet has known, we now have the dreaded maybe pile.
Yes.
So what are the things that are making these maybes for you?
Well, I don't know if you can tell, there's clearly a theme of lounging hoodies here. I have so many hoodies for whatever reason. I think I find myself always reaching for maybe the same 3 hoodies versus the 20 that I have to choose from. So just, I think, building up enough courage to just part ways with them because I don't reach for them anyways.
Mm-hmm. So the problem with these is that there's nothing wrong with them, you just don't reach for them. And that's totally fine. So we've already put your 3 favorite hoodies back in. And I know that you had a few of these kind of athletic hoodies, which are really nice for, if you're going to yoga or water aerobics or any sort of class. Do you feel like you want to keep any of these?
I think maybe 2 out of the, I don't need the 7. I need 2 out of 7. So yeah, it's just a matter of picking, I think, which ones feel the most like me. Maybe the most neutral color palette that will go with majority of what I already have.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
will
So
help me wean it out.
yeah, when we were thinking of, one of your end goals was that you wanted to have a very simplified closet. You wanted it to be able to mix and match, feel like you've kind of curated it just for you. So when we were looking in your closet before, we were seeing lots of neutrals, lots of pinks and greens. So obviously we have some neutrals and pinks here. I think that we probably could get rid of the black one. Black doesn't seem to be a color that you're drawn to at all.
Not anymore.
So this will
Used
go?
to be it's a thing of the past for
All
me.
right. Goodbye, past Taylor. So now out of the few that we have left here, they are, kind of the colors that you lean towards, those kind of like pinkies and grays and stuff like that. So if you were on your way right now to water aerobics, which one would you be putting on?
I think I feel the most comfortable in this one.
Perfect.
I would keep this.
Let's throw these. And what we're going to do afterwards, because obviously these are like really good quality, there's nothing wrong with them. So we're going to talk about a few ways that you can declutter your clothes after you've decluttered them. So something that I really like to keep in mind when I'm going through my maybe pile is, do I like this because either I wore it a lot in the past, I really enjoyed it then, I spent a lot of money on it and I'm feeling guilty that I haven't worn it?
Yeah.
Or is it, is it going to contribute to my future sense of style? So one of your reasons for wanting to declutter was to kind of build a sense of yourself, kind of reinvent the new Taylor.
Yes.
And we want to make sure that each piece that goes in your closet is contributing to who you envision as the future you.
I recently started a new job where I went from very formal business attire to a new job where it was more casual. So I just found that I wasn't wearing these items as much. For example, like these more formally businessy things. I mean, they're beautiful. They were expensive. I paid a lot of money for them. They're great quality and like basically in mint condition because they were worn rarely. But I just find I'm not reaching for these. So
mentioned that you paid a lot of money for some of these, and that can be really hard. We spend a lot of money on our wardrobe. Yeah. And I think something that we have to think of is, even if we keep it, we already spent that money. We're not getting it back.
Yeah.
What we can do, if something's in good quality, is we can try and resell it. That's an excellent way to rehome our items without just dropping them off at a donation center and try and make some of that money back. But if you paid $60 for a shirt, you're never going to get $60 for it again. Unfortunately. Like you mentioned, you've switched jobs, so wearing these kind of very like fancy pieces of clothing, that's just not a part of your lifestyle anymore. And it's okay to let it go if that's not part of your life. So I think these sort of ones in particular, we can put those aside and you can try and sell them to get some of that money back. But I think that if you're in a position in your life where you no longer need to wear fancy blouses to work all the time, then when are you going to wear them?
Exactly.
So now we have this pile of sweaters, which you mentioned like primarily you were wearing to work.
Yes.
And so can you like tell me a bit about how you feel about these ones?
I put these things on just for the sake of putting them on. Like, it's a sweater. I can wear it with jeans. I can, I don't have to dress it up or dress it down. I just put it on for the sake of putting it on. And I just, do I even like them? No, but they're sweaters that I can wear to work, and it is what it is. But they're just taking up space in my closet for things that I actually would rather wear. They don't feel like me.
No.
And, it's nice to have those types of things in your closet for, when you're feeling a lazy day or just running to the grocery store or something. But I don't need like 10 versions of this.
Yeah, and we have to keep
simplify.
Exactly.
That's
we keep
my goal.
our goal in mind. Our goal is to simplify. It's to feel like yourself in everything you own. So I think if these don't feel like you, then we can let them go.
Sounds good.
I know. We're making good progress in
Take
this
them
maybe
away.
pile.
Take them away before I change my mind.
Yeah, when you keep the why and the goal in mind, it makes the maybe pile so much easier.
It's true.
So
it's very true. Thank
off we
you.
go. So something that I want to keep in mind with this one is when we are talking about your lifestyle, and something that you are now incorporating into your lifestyle is some more regular exercise, different activities to go and do.
Yes.
This top jacket here is like a really nice windbreaker sort of thing.
Yes.
So, and I know you mentioned the kind of like activities that you would wear this to. Like,
yeah, for sure. Like taking the dog for a walk, for example, or, just throwing something on quickly. Like, I feel like I sort of live in athletic wear. I may not be athletic, but I live in the athletic wear. But yeah, this is something just super easy to throw on. So I'm having a hard time like parting with it.
So something that like stuck out to me that you said there is that you find yourself like living in loungewear, especially after work and on the weekends. So if that makes up a big component of your lifestyle, it's okay to have more than one jacket or
That's
one or
true.
two jackets, because that's something that you are going to be regularly using. So we did already declutter a lot of your athletic sweaters. You have kind of the ones left that you really like. But I think that if you now have this lifestyle, you have a dog, you have all these activities to do, this could be something that just really works really well in your life. So if you want to keep that, then that's okay. Like, I think that often we feel when we're decluttering, it means we can only keep one or two pieces of something.
Yeah.
But for example, if you know that you wear a tank top every single day, you can have 7, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, because you know it's something that you're going to wear every day. You don't
Definitely.
have to reduce the things that you love the most. Okay. So these are all of our no's.
I have to say, this feels really good.
This is good. Good job.
So look at all of this that I've like got rid of. I never thought I would be able to part with a lot of this stuff. So this is really good. Thank you so much.
Oh, of course. Okay, so because we have so much stuff here, there's a few things that we can do with it. Obviously, we've all heard stories about, when you drop things off at donation centers, sometimes it gets thrown out. It doesn't always. Don't worry, Luna, we're not donating you. It's it doesn't always get put in the hands of maybe who needs it. I think that can be a really good option, is giving pieces to our friends and family. But it's important that we don't want to burden others with things we want to get rid of. A lot of people have a hard time saying no, and they're going to feel obligated to take things just because.
I told you, found a sock.
Found a sock, the only sock. So we want to make sure that we're not burdening others with our kind of discarded items. A lot of people have a hard time saying no. They might feel obligated to take things for similar reasons that we didn't want to declutter them, because there's nothing wrong with them, because it was an expensive piece, all those sorts of things. So I think that something I try and think about is, has this person ever expressed that they really like it, or could I tell that this would fit into their style? So for example, we have this pink jacket here,
which has been well loved throughout the family.
This has been around the world. But when I had this, I frequently noticed that you kind of commented on it. You asked me to borrow it a few times. So when I decided that I was going to get rid of it, I thought, well, Taylor, this is probably something that you would really like.
Yeah.
It fit into your kind of sense of style.
I was happy to take it off your hands.
Yeah. So I think if you have any pieces like this, then those are really great things to pass on to family and friends. Another thing that we're going to do is, a lot of those pieces you said you paid a lot of money for, they had the tags on it, and there's a lot of really great websites, from Poshmark to Facebook Marketplace, where you can try and resell those items. So we're going to make another pile for those. And then anything left that, we feel that is still a piece that's of good quality, but it's maybe not something that we could necessarily sell or that anyone we know would want, then we'll put those aside, and those will be items that that we can donate. There's a lot of great places you can take them to, different women's shelters or things like that, somewhere where you know that they're going to go to people in need. So those are the 3 piles that we're going to go through. And then if there's anything, I didn't see anything as we went through it, but if you're decluttering your own closet and you have pieces that are maybe soiled or stained, kind of tattered, you can either repurpose those, use them to clean your house, use them for any sort of projects like that, or there are textile recycle places you can take them to as well. Cheers! We're done.
Oh my gosh.
We have finished, and we now have this beautiful closet left over. So, how are you feeling?
I feel amazing. I feel like this has been such a long time coming. I've wanted to do this for so long, but it's so nice to be able to come in and see everything that I own is literally right here and visible. And these are the true pieces that I was gravitating towards all the time. So I think it's really nice to eliminate all the other stuff that was just sort of taking up space for the things that I wear the most.
So I think now that we've gone and done this whole big declutter, there's a lot of work, broke a little sweat there.
Yeah.
We want to think about what can we do to make sure that we're not doing this every year?
Yes.
One of the goals being wanting to make sure that we're buying things more intentionally, so we don't want to be just accumulating stuff so we have to declutter all the time. So I think one of the things that we're going to do is we now have all of these leftover hangers. So something that it's not really necessary, but like you have enough black hangers here, we can make all of your hangers black. I find that's kind of a nice way to just like approach your wardrobe.
Yeah.
It looks very cohesive, so we can do that. And any hangers that are left over, donate them, because if they're sitting in your closet, you will find things to hang on them. Whereas if you have a more limited number, then you're going to have to be more particular about what you keep in your closet.
That's
because
so
you
true.
you don't have anything to hang it on. Also making sure that, out of this, we noticed that, you kept a lot of shorts because you found in the summer you gravitate towards shorts over maybe like flowy summer dresses and stuff like that. So we were able to get a really like realistic sense of what you wear. And I think, if you're shopping in the future, keep those things in mind. You want to buy for your real self and not your fantasy self. I think that now that you've got rid of all the excess clutter and you're left with, some pieces that you really love, it helps you kind of identify those gaps in your wardrobe so that when you go to shop in the future, you're picking things that will kind of coordinate with what you have and not just like, oh, that's a cute top, I'm going to add it in.
Yeah.
And I think that this is a really great example of how we don't always need to buy something new to find our sense of style. I think this is great. I think you did such a good job.
I feel refreshed, so thank you.
Good job. This is great. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
I hope that you enjoyed this video today. If you did, please consider giving it a like. It really helps my channel. Luna and I, and Taylor, would like to thank you for watching, and we will see you again soon.